Well, hello, church. I hope your week is going well. I'm here at home, and like a lot of you, I got the ballot in the mail that's for the special election that's coming up on September 14th. You know, it got me to thinking about some things. I've often thought that if I had $5 for every person that told me they can't wait to get out of California, I'd probably be able to take Jackie on a pretty nice vacation. It just seems like a lot of people want to get out of California, and I've been here my whole life, so I remember the days when people couldn't wait to get into California. But obviously now with the cost of living and some of the other issues that we're dealing with, people just can't wait to leave, it seems. And I gotta tell you, I'm not ever gonna leave. This is my world. These are my people. And yeah, I'm not happy with the cost of living or the price of gas and, you know, some of the social issues. I struggle with those things. But God has given me a love for the people around me. And since when has my pocketbook or my comfort been an indicator of whether I do what God has called me to do? So I would encourage you, if you're still here, and you probably are if you're watching this video, then be here, be in your world. Reach out to your people. Don't feel trapped. Don't feel trapped by the politics. You know, Abraham Lincoln famously said that we live in a government that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Well, you know, that only works if the people, that means you and me, if we participate. We have the awesome opportunity to participate in our government, in our democracy. I know some people say, well, you know, I want to separate church and state. I don't want to be involved in government. That's just, ugly stuff. Well, we don't see that in Scripture. The Apostle Paul, for instance, certainly used his Roman citizenship when it advanced the gospel. Peter told us, as we saw last year in 1 Peter, that we are to submit to the governing authorities. Even Jesus, when his disciples asked, should we pay taxes? Should we pay tribute to the government? Jesus famously said, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, and unto God that which is God's. Guys, as Christians, we particularly need to participate in our government. And so I encourage you, with this election coming up, don't just sit it out. It needs to be of the people, by the people, and for the people. And for my money, I would prefer as many of those people as possible to be Christians. Study the issues. Study them from a government standpoint, from a civics standpoint, but also study the issues from a biblical standpoint. See what God has to say about our situation today, because let's face it, guys, He's in control of it all. He has a plan, yes, even in the high cost of living here in California. I encourage you, make an informed vote, either through the mail with this mail-in ballot, and I want to encourage you, I've been reading it, be very careful with the instructions or you're liable to have your ballot tossed out. You've got to put dates in the right place. You've got to write them in the right way. You have to make sure you sign the outside of the envelope. If that seems all too complicated, then just go to your polling place on September 14th and vote the old-fashioned way. Guys, let's do this. Let's commit to do this as believers so we can realize Lincoln's goal of being of the people, by the people, and for the people. And by the way, do you know that Lincoln didn't originate that thought? Believe it or not, the person who first wrote that line, from all that we can see, was John Wycliffe. And he wrote it in the introduction to his translation of the Bible, saying that this Bible was of the people, by the people, and for the people. I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. You know, the separation of church and state was never intended to keep the church out of the state. It was intended originally to keep the state out of the church. So let's be involved. In fact, we're going to talk about that this week. As we've been asking the question this summer, what about God, the church, Jesus Christ? This Sunday, it's going to be, what about the world? What does God have for us? How does God view this awful situation we have, at least some of us think, here in California? So I hope to see you this week. either in person at church or checking in with us online. In the meantime, have a great week. Study those issues, get prepared to vote, and have a great time reaching out to the people in your world. God bless, guys.